Alright, so this is going to be kind of the rundown where I cover all the stuff I either like didn't make a video of over, or I didn't think was important enough to do on its own, or like I had a TikTok of it and I just didn't think it was good to go on its own merits and all that jazz. So kind of like to start off, I'm probably going to miss some stuff as well, but I'm going to try and cover everything. I think I got it all out here. But like my cooking equipment, I know I made a TikTok on this one. I went with a simple, kind of basic cooking set with like a little kettle, a bowl, and a pan that I can use. And it comes with its own little stuff sack. That has come in handy. And it's very lightweight, it's very nice and portable. And to kind of double with that, I've got my little cooking set that kind of has everything I might need. I need to fill these up with salt and pepper, respectively. I've got my actual spoon and fork. It's got a cutting board. I don't know how much I'll actually need any of this, and I got rid of some other stuff that was in here that I knew I wouldn't need, but because I wasn't sure about these, I decided I was going to keep them just because I was not sure if they would be useful or not. So they get to stay because of uncertainty. Now, these I know I haven't talked about at all yet. So first of all, I've got a carabiner on it that actually doubles as a fire starter, and there's none in it right now, but this is a match. To take that on a plane, I can't have any lighter fluid in it, but so that's going to come in handy. But so instead of snowshoes, I opted for crampons. They have basically the same function, though they're not going to be as useful for snow, but this also gives me the added functionality of ice walking if I have to, as well as better grip on tougher terrain than my boots would cover. And instead of having to carry around a whole second set of boots, I just have these crampons that I can just have hanging off the side of my backpack that I can just take off and slot on at any given time. And I decided they're a hybrid crampon, so there's different kinds of ones. There's ones that are specifically for snow walking, and then there are ones that are specifically for like mountaineering. Those are kind of in the middle that allow you to do a little bit of both. And this isn't all of them, but I've got a set of bungee cords and tarp clamps. So that way, if I need to, I can set up I can use my tarp that's in here, which I don't know if I've shown you all that either. Let me get that out real quick. Yes. Yeah, my tarp to make a quick extra defense against snow and ice. And on top of that, I got paracord. Paracord's great to have. This is actual military grade paracord instead of the cheap stuff you get just online anywhere. Now, one of the other things I wanted to make sure I got covered was because Alaska has some pretty intense hunting and natural preservation stuff, so I wanted to make sure that in case all hell broke loose, I could at least meet the standards of their laws in that. So I got myself this meat bag. It's for moose, so it's pretty freaking big, if you can believe it or not. And I got myself 2 carving knives. Now, this one by Cutco is multi-purpose. This one's more than just like, carving up a moose or bear. It's a good double serrated. It's perfect for getting through big tough chunks of meat, but as well as has actual survival functions. Now this one is only for that. So this is what I'm used to. Basically it's a surgical knife. So you can basically snap these off right now, and they come with replaceable blades. And this is by Kershaw. And it's nice, lightweight. I can just throw it in my bag somewhere and not worry about it. And so more keeping in line with that survival stuff. Here's my saw. I didn't want to go with a actual cutting saw at first because, I mean, every single multi-tool I have, even my shovel, has a saw on it. So I was gonna take a hatchet at first, but I was convinced otherwise, mostly due to their lightweight and portableness. Because all the other hatchets I could find were heavy, heavy, heavy. But I like it. If you played Bloodborne, it's basically the same functionality as a hunter's switch axe. And on top of that, I've got fire starters in here. I was asked about that in a previous video. I do have fire starters. I've got a couple in my backpack, as well as in, not that one, this bag as well, my survival bag. I did a full breakdown of this on TikTok, but I'll go over this one right now. So this is kind of my survival bag. It's going to be basically always be on my hip with this, so that way if all hell breaks loose, I somehow am stranded from my backpack and all other gear, I can survive for a limited amount of time on this. So I've got like medicine in here, that's ibuprofen and Imodium. There's the fire starters, which I just put these back in there. Those were originally in my bag, but after that conversation on, I don't remember what platform it was, but after that conversation I decided, screw it, I'll put it in this bag. Toilet paper and more paracord. I've got an emergency pair of emergency headlamp. This is my main headlamp right there. All this one is this is kind of a dinky little thing to basically just get me by on a short period of time. I've got a multi-tool knife, more fire starters, and I've got, this is kind of the important thing. So I have charging cables as well as a battery pack. This is solar. Now, solar is not going to be super duper great, but at least I'll have it. So the idea is I'm going to pre-charge it beforehand. I'm just now kind of starting to get all those charged up. As you can see over here, I've actually got 3 battery packs that are going with me. Those are my 2 main ones. This is my emergency one. This one is going to be charging beforehand, and the flashlight. And if it dies for whatever reason, I can charge it, albeit slowly, through solar power. And then there's a little bit more in here, but it's going to be, I don't remember what this stuff is called, basically survival blankets, a bar of soap, fire starters, which this multi-tool has those as well, but I got extras as well. And there's another knife in here somewhere that I will find. Oh, there it is. And another, just little pocket knife, also by Kershaw. So everything in here fits. It fits nice and neatly, though. And it's everything I might need in case of chronic, I'm gonna die emergency. Everything's at its own little place. It all fits. It all sits. And it's nice. And so to complement this, I have this Rhino Rescue medical kit. I went with a slightly bigger one than I probably needed, but the main selling feature of this one that I really liked is that it has this breakaway leather, or Velcro. So that way I can literally just attach it to this, and that way if I have this, I'd likely have this. And it has basically everything you'll need in an emergency. It's got a splint kit, it's got tourniquets, although I know tourniquets are a bit iffy nowadays. Emergency bandages, gauze. The only thing that I had to add to this was I added moleskin. And now I know that's not really an emergency kit thing, but you know, if my feet are dying and feel like they're bleeding out, I'm going to want something on my feet. So I bought and added some moleskin to this kit. That was the only thing that I specifically added. My lanterns, I tried to get pretty much hybrid everything for my survival equipment. So these are kind of pull out like that. They also have a button on the side for a flashlight, as well as like emergency signaling. And they can also take batteries in case of emergency. So I have a set of a bag here that's like waterproof that has a set of AAA batteries in it. You can charge it here, and as well as use it to charge phones or stuff, so they work as kind of crappy portable power banks in an emergency. And like I said, I've got a shovel as well. This is basically a standard military shovel. I wanted it mostly for toilet purposes, but emergency use as well is very sought after for, you know, the practicality of having something that has, you know, several tools on it and is heavy. And so like I said, I have those power banks. So how am I going to keep this charged? Well, I've got this backpack solar panel here. Now, I'm fully expecting the weather to be bleak a lot of the time, and I know the sunlight's not going to be great, especially the longer I go and closer I get up to the northernmost part of the state. So that's the purpose of the power banks, is so that way I will have power that is portable, and even in crappy weather, that will still work. It'll work horribly at like the slowest possible pace, but it will work. So in an emergency, I've got a power bank that can get to at least my satellite phone online and functioning if I need help. My toilet cheese bag is simple. It's out right now, but I've got a towel that goes in here to basically wash myself, because I'm not going to be able to take baths or showers. I'm basically able to take sponge baths. So I've got a bar of soap, 3 rolls of toilet paper. You already saw, so I've got 4. I probably don't need 3. But the fact that it's a probably means that I decided to take 3. I decided to fit as much as I could in there. And my actual headlamp is this Peltz multiple power, so it's like waterproof, it's like cold weather resistant. For those of you who are familiar with headlamps, I really don't like, and my family is on board with it, the ones that have like multiple different buttons on it, you like twist and turn it. I hate those. I just wanted one that had a button on it, was easily recognizable in the snow, and was hybrid. Now the hybrid one was hard. So this one has that can take AAAs as well as its own little battery pack here. So once again, I'm going for that survivability, multiple functionality, so that way if I'm in danger and I don't have power for whatever reason, I have batteries. Now, to kind of end this off, this is my kind of like relaxation blanket. When I'm in my tent, I'm likely not going to need this, as my sleeping bag is for -40, and I'm not expecting -40. But if I want to get up and hang around the campfire, or go to the bathroom or whatever, and I'm too lazy to get entirely dressed, I've got this nice wool blanket here. It doubles as a fire retardant. So if for whatever reason I need to put out a fire, I don't think that'll be an issue. But if for whatever reason I do, I have it. So there we go. I've kind of covered everything that I haven't covered before. And so at this point, you've seen pretty much everything. So, I don't know about this. So I've got my bag of electronics, or cabling specifically, that goes with me. And one more thing, I should have done this in my clothes video, I totally forgot, is I've got a set of gaiters to go over my boots. Specifically, they kind of like go on like this. You put your boots down and they Velcro over it and tighten. That's to keep snow out. My boots are effectively waterproof, but that doesn't mean the top of them is. So now I'm gonna try and keep my pants over the boots, so that shouldn't be a problem, but that will also keep snow and water out the bottom of my pants. And if I have to wade through water for whatever reason, that will give me an extra layer of defense against that.